The black shadows of the night. In the black shadows of the night, Anjali's lifeless body lay in the middle of the forest. Robin was digging a grave nearby. Just moments ago, Anjali had been pleading with him not to kill her. Anjali. Robin, I love you so much. How can you do this to me? Robin laughed loudly and slapped her hard across the face. Blood trickled from the corner of her lips. Robin. Anjali, what do you even know about me? I've pretended to love many girls before you. Every girl gave me money, but you came empty-handed. What use are you to me now? Anjali. But I dreamed of marrying you and spending my life with you. Robin. You were dreaming. I told you clearly. Bring jewelry and money when you leave your house, but you came empty-handed. Now, what should I do with you? If I let you go, you'll go to the police. If I stay with you, who will bear the cost of living? Anjali. Robin, let me go. I promise I won't tell anyone. Robin. I've never let any girl live. Many of them are buried right here in this forest. Anjali tried to escape, but Robin pulled out a knife from the inner pocket of his jacket. Grabbing her by the hair, he slit her throat from behind. Anjali took 2 steps forward and collapsed onto the ground. Anjali weakly. You did wrong. I won't leave you alone. With these last words, Anjali breathed her last. Robin quickly dug the grave under the light of his phone, placed Anjali's body inside, and covered it with soil. He noticed the knife, wiped off his fingerprints, and threw it into the grave as well, before burying it completely. Nearby, leaning against a tree, Anjali's spirit watched herself being buried. She couldn't believe that Robin had done this to her. Even while he was digging the grave, she stood there silently watching his actions. Anjali remained standing there as Robin laughed and walked away, acting as if nothing had happened. Anjali, to herself. What will happen to me now? My family will never know what happened to me. Because of one mistake, my entire family will suffer. My mother, who wouldn't eat without me, how will she survive? And she'll never know that I'm dead. My father will hate me forever, thinking I ran away. How can I make them understand that I'm gone? With this thought, Anjali's spirit returned to her home. She entered and saw her mother lying on the bed, crying. Father, what's the point of crying now? She's dead to us. She has disgraced our name. Don't mourn for her. Even if she comes back after getting married, don't let her enter this house. Mother, how can you say such things? We need to find out where our daughter is. My heart is restless. Something tells me something terrible has happened to her. Anjali, spirit. Yes, Mother, you're right. Something terrible has happened to your daughter. For one mistake, I've paid such a heavy price. I thought marrying Robin would fix everything. After a few days, I'd return home, apologize to you and Papa, and everything would go back to normal. While Anjali was lost in these thoughts, the police arrived at her house. Inspector, Radhishamji, remember the missing complaint you filed about your daughter? You mentioned someone named Robin? That boy has also been missing since last night. We're looking for him. Did your daughter call or contact you? Radhishamji. No, Inspector Saheb. We haven't heard anything yet. Inspector, in cases like this, kids often elope and get married. If she returns, inform me immediately. Radhishamji. Inspector Saheb, did you find anything about Robin's family? Inspector, no, he doesn't have anyone here. He's from some hilly area. It seems both of them went back there. After the inspector left, Anjali stood in her room crying. Her bed, her books, her makeup, her laptop, all reminders of how lovingly her parents had raised her, fulfilling every wish. Just a year ago, she had met Robin in college. She fell in love with him at first sight in the canteen. His style of talking, his dressing sense, everything captivated her. At first, they became friends. Robin seemed idealistic, always speaking of values and morals. After a year of dating, when marriage came up, Robin wanted to ask for her hand formally. But Anjali insisted they elope because her family would never accept a boy from another religion. Robin initially refused, but eventually gave in after Anjali persisted. He said, Robin, fine, take some jewelry, clothes, and money from your house. We'll go to my village. Your money will sustain us until I find work. That night, when it was time to leave, Anjali felt uneasy taking jewelry and money. She didn't want anyone accusing Robin of marrying her for money. So, she left with just a few clothes and met Robin. They boarded a bus heading toward a remote station. Around midnight, they got off the bus. Robin, my village is close by. We'll cross this forest and reach it. My mother will be happy to see you. But since it's a jungle, give me your jewelry and money. I'll hide them safely in my clothes. Someone might snatch your bag. Anjali, I didn't bring anything. I didn't feel right taking anything from home. Don't worry. We'll work hard after marriage. I know sewing and knitting. I'll find work somewhere too. Robin turned red with anger. Robin, foolish girl, all my efforts wasted. Your father is a wealthy businessman. I thought you'd bring at least 8 to 10 lakhs in jewelry and cash. That's why I pursued you. Anjali, don't say that, Robin. I love you deeply. I can't live without you. Lost in these thoughts, Anjali's spirit cried bitterly. Leaving the house, her eyes burned with rage. Her soul would only find peace once she killed Robin and took him with her. With this resolve, she headed back to the forest. Meanwhile, Robin reached a roadside bar and started drinking heavily. He was upset not for Anjali, but for the wealth he had lost. 8 to 10 lakhs slipped through his fingers. A year's effort gone to waste. Now, he'd have to charm another girl. Unbeknownst to him, Anjali's spirit listened to his thoughts from a distance. Leaving him behind, she returned to the spot where her body was buried. Sitting there, she wept. Suddenly, someone touched her shoulder. Turning around, she saw 4 girls standing beside her. First girl, don't be afraid. We're ghosts like you. Second girl, that scoundrel Robin made us his victims too. He lured us to the village, brought us to this forest and killed us. Third girl, we've tried everything, but as long as he's alive, we can't do anything. Once he dies, his soul will appear before us, and then we can torture him endlessly. He mustn't find peace. Anjali, don't worry. I'll find a way to kill him. With the curses of so many souls, he won't rest easy. They say animals can sense spirits better than humans. On the same mountain, a villager was grazing his sheep. Anjali signaled one of the sheep to come near the spot where her blood had spilled and her phone had fallen. Searching for the sheep, the villager reached the same place. Seeing the horrifying scene, he informed the police. The authorities exhumed Anjali's body for a post-mortem. Finding her phone, the inspector visited Anjali's house. Grief engulfed the household. Cries echoed throughout the home. In a corner, Anjali's spirit watched and cried alongside them. When the inspector asked, Anjali's brother unlocked her phone. Inside, they found Robin's photo. The police showed the picture at every hotel and bar along the road. A waiter, lured by money, betrayed Robin's location. Robin tried to flee into the forest but slipped and fell into a deep ravine. Later, Anjali stood atop the mountain with the 4 girls. Anjali, come Robin, how does it feel to die? Robin sobbed, terrified. Anjali, you may be dead, but your soul won't find peace. We won't let you rest. Anjali and the 4 girls brutally attacked Robin's spirit. They imprisoned his soul in a cave, torturing him daily. Even today, 20 years later, villagers hear cries and laughter echoing from the mountain. Perhaps none of them have found peace. Until their lifetimes end, liberation remains out of reach. This chilling tale serves as a reminder of greed, betrayal, and the consequences that follow.